All right guys, I got a great video for you all to get better control of your golf club. That's what golf is all about. How can we control this golf club? I'm gonna lead you through 5 days of drills in this fairly short video, and I want you just to practice these. I know it's not gonna be comfortable at first, but I guarantee you, if you actually follow these drills, you'll be better at the end of this. You'll have better control of your golf club. So one of the biggest misconceptions in golf, in my opinion, is that we're just gonna be able to set up to this ball. Once we ingrain a perfect golf swing, we're gonna be able to set up, make that same swing every time, and that ball's just going to fly off the face. It's going to be solid, it's going to be long, it's going to have the perfect ball flight, and it's going to happen the same every single day. Well, I can tell you, that day never comes. It never happens. We're always having to adjust our ball flight. You look at the best players in the world, and they're working on hitting the ball high, low, left, and right, and they're constantly fine-tuning their ball flight because things are always off track. You're going to be a great golfer, you know, shooting many rounds in the 60s, and you're going to set up on the very first swing of the day, make a swing that you're trying to hit a draw, and all of a sudden it fades off a little bit to the right, or maybe it's going a little too high, or maybe it's going too low. I mean, it could be a little bit different every single day. So the key here is to understand, how are we going to adjust this club face? How are we going to adjust our path with momentum? We're going to actually let momentum do this instead of us trying to adjust this with our hands. And then that way we can always fine tune and get those perfectly struck golf shots after a few practice swings. So the very first piece of this is being able to feel when the club face is closed. So when my club face is closed like this, and when my club face is open. I want you to go ahead and set up with a stick straight ahead in the distance as you're at the driving range. And the first day as we're doing these drills, what we're going to focus on doing is really feel like the momentum of the club is going to let this toe turn on over. So I'm not going to really worry about where this ball goes. I'm going to go ahead and turn the toe on over until my shot flies directly 60 or 70 degrees to the left. So as I do this, my club face is going to close down. Again, I want to feel like the momentum of the club is letting that face turn on over. I don't want to take my hands and kind of steer it as I'm doing that. I'm going to let the momentum turn it on over. And I'm going to swing fairly straight ahead as I'm doing this. And I want that ball to go way to the left. Just like that. So that ball, big hook to the left, not a good shot, but I'm learning how to feel that club face closing down. What's really happening there when I say momentum, as you swing your golf club, you're either going to swing a little bit more inside and let the face roll, or you're going to tend to swing more outside or over the top and have that face to be open. That's just naturally going to kind of happen. Also, as my hands slow down as I'm coming through contact, that helps the face to roll on over. And if I really feel like I'm dragging my hands through, that face is going to be held wide open. That's when you get the shots that really fade out to the right. That's actually because your hands are accelerating too quickly through contact. You're not giving that face time to turn on over. So as I'm working on these shots, again, I'm working on that momentum, closing that face down. And really try to do as much as you can. Feel like you're going to hit yourself in the lead shin as you're practicing that. Now, on the opposite feeling, I'm going to go ahead and set up here, and I'm going to let that face open back up. Now, the one that I closed down, I can go ahead and play it kind of in the normal position in my stance. The one that I'm going to open up, it's a little easier if you get your feet a little bit more open, and I play the ball a little bit more up in my stance. That's naturally going to get this club working back into the left. And again, I'm not going to try to guide or steer this. My hands are going to be nice and relaxed, and I'm going to try to get this ball to start about 45 degrees to the right. I do want to have a little bit of forward shaft lean as I do this. That way the ball doesn't go super high. But again, I'm going really, really extreme here. And I'm going to go 45 way out to the right like that. So I swung pretty straight ahead, but my face was way open and it flew off to the right. So hit about 10 balls, really extreme. Again, I'm not trying to force the club head. I'm letting it happen, and I'm really trying to go way to the right, way to the left. Take your next 10 balls, and this is on the first day, and then I want you to go ahead and tone that down. Hit them a little bit straighter. And these first ones, we're just going to hit about 50-yard shots. As we get better and we start to take more full swings, I want you to go ahead and swing faster and faster, and then you're still going to alternate one left, one right, one left, one right. And that's all with the face angle, closing and opening the face. Now what I want you to do on day 2, after we practice the face angle on day 1, day 2, I want you to go ahead and try the path of the club. So now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to set this stick up. What used to be straight ahead, I'm going to point it well out to the right. I'm going to set my feet up pretty square. I'm going to have to put the ball back in my stance, all right? Because if I'm going to swing out to the right, I got to be able to get, my right leg can't be in the way, so I got to put it back in my stance. Let's go ahead and set this ball back up here. My feet are square again, and that ball's almost on the inside of my back foot as I'm doing this. Now from here, I'm gonna go ahead and swing well out to the right with my path. So now my ball should fly pretty straight. What's happening is my right shoulder is getting a little closer to my body back here. My hips are gonna have to bump forward a little bit, and now I'm creating room to swing out to the right. So you can see how my right shoulder's pretty close to my body, and it's almost like my shoulders are going this direction as I'm rocking them back and through. Another good feeling for this is imagine taking this butt into the club, just like I'm lined up to hit this direction. Take the butt into the club this way and swing over your left shoulder as you come on through. That's extreme, but I want to be extreme at first. So here on day 2, I'm going to really exaggerate, get that ball 45 out to the right, you know, way out there. And then I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing. Again, I can't cheat with my feet. I can't just line my feet up over there. I got to go ahead and adjust my body angles. Now here on the one on the left, let's go ahead and say that's about straight. I'm going to knock it way over here into the trees. Line my feet up straight, and just like I had to put the one that I swung to the right, the ball way back, now I'm going to put that ball way forward. So if we're looking this direction, that ball is going to have to be up here because I'm going to swing really over the top of this one. Line my feet up straight ahead, ball forward, and now from there, I'm going to feel like I'm really coming across that ball. And I want to go ahead and hit it basically just straight left, what would be into those trees. There we go, right into the trees there. Again, it's not going to be a pretty shot. It's actually going to be a really ugly shot. But I want to get that exaggeration. What you'll find, you'll be able to do one of these really easy. If you're an over-the-top player, you'll be able to swing left very easily, but it may take you 30 minutes to learn how to get that one to swing out to the right. It won't be easy. We won't be able to just do them right off the bat like that. But that's the reason we practice this. We got to get these big-time extremes first, and then we can tone it down from there. So that's day 2. Day 3, we're going to take out another bucket of range balls. Let me go ahead and get pretty straight ahead here. Day 3, we're going to work on both face and path. So now I had the momentum of my face closing down in day 1, getting that face to really turn on over, to close down like this. I had my path to go to the right in day 2. This is going to be our big draw, or a hook. I'm going to let you play the ball a little bit back in your stance. I'm actually going to let you close your stance a little bit. We're going to cheat a little bit here on day 3. And then we're going to go ahead and swing to the right and really roll that face. It may take you 30 or 40 balls to get one to do just like you want to have happen. That's okay, but we're going to hit a handful of balls where we get this to first draw. So I'm going to swing to the right. Again, that feeling of coming over here. I'm tilting my shoulders, and then I want to get that face to roll on over with momentum, and I'm going to play a big draw. There we go. I don't know if you could see that one. That one started a little to the right and then really hooked, probably a 20-yard hook on an 80-yard shot. So big time turning over. As soon as I get one to turn over that way, I'm now going to flip it around. Again, I'm getting control of the face in these extremes because I'm never going to have all the control I want. I'm always going to have to adjust. I'm going to take, someday I'm going to be out there, you know, just got off 3 rounds in a row in the 60s, and I'm going to take a swing and the ball is going to go somewhere completely different than I thought it was going to, and I'm going to have to get it back on track. Or I hit a couple balls out of bounds and I have to get it back on track. Now let's go with the fade. Open up that stance a little bit, ball a little bit more toward the front, swinging to the left, face a little bit open. Again, I'm going to get that forward shaft lean so that I keep that fairly low. As we open up the face, it adds some loft to the club. So I don't want to make this ball go way up in the air. I'm going to go ahead and keep it a little bit lower as I do that, and I'm going to keep on working on this. You may feel like your hips open up a little bit more, almost like this hip is going out of the way. The shoulder's coming out of the way. That's going to help you to get the path more to the left. There we go, and that ball faded. I'm feeling like that face is staying open as I'm coming on through there. Really started to kick off to the right there at the end. So that's day 3. We're getting both of these curvatures in together. As you get comfortable with these slow swings, if you can get some of them to turn over the direction you want it to, then you can go ahead and start to swing a little bit harder and harder throughout the rest of the bucket. But the key here so far is to just get that ball to go as extremely offline as possible. Now day 4, we're going to put these 2 things together. I'm actually going to add the final piece in day 5, but at day 4, I want to go ahead and now line up directly toward my target. Let's go ahead and put a stick out here in front. Let's say that this is my stick. And what I'm going to visualize now on day 4 is that this is a wall. And from my ball, if I'm gonna play a draw here, I'm gonna start my ball, I'm gonna imagine right inside of my ball, there's a giant wall here. And it goes through this stick. This is all a big wall. Everything to the left side of the course is blocked off. So now I don't want to hook through that wall. I just want to set up a little bit to the right. I'm going to swing a little to the right, and I'm going to adjust how much I swing to the right and how much I roll the face based on how much that ball curves. So I'm going to take a little half swing here. I'm going to play a nice draw. It's okay to hit it to the right as long as it starts to come back. I just never want it to cross this giant wall that I'm talking about here. So let me go ahead and swing one. There we go, nice little draw. Came right back up to the wall. So if I'd gone any farther, that would have been a bad shot. It wouldn't have counted. As I get better and better at this, I'm gonna be able to eliminate one side of the course. So go ahead and swing, and let's say that one, let's say for example, that I accidentally hit that one to the left. Well, now I gotta know I'm gonna do even more of that draw type motion. I'm gonna swing more out to the right. I'm gonna get my hands to roll on over. If you guys really struggle with this, if you go to the Top Speed Golf in our bonus series, this is for the All Access members of the website, we have a slice series that goes over exactly how to get rid of your slice and hitting these draw in a lot more detail than what I'm going over today. But after you've gone through that series, you've got to where you can hit that draw, we're gonna come back here, and this is when we're gonna be working on these drills. And then the same thing now, I'm gonna go ahead and hit the fade side. So I'm gonna start line up a little bit to the left, ball a little bit forward, and now the wall is here and that side of the course is eliminated. I'm gonna get this ball to fade back a little bit. There we go, nice little fade. That's probably right against the wall. It depends on where I pick that out. But I could, depending on where I made that imaginary wall in my head, that would either count or not count. Well, I'm gonna try to get at least 10 good shots on day 4. So it has a start to the right, draw back without crossing the wall, that's a point. Then I'm gonna go to the fade, same thing, it's gonna go start left and never cross the wall the other way, that's a point. I'm gonna get 10 total points. And now finally, with all of these shots, I'm gonna go ahead and try to get my face contact correct. Whenever you hit off the toe with a club, if you make contact with the toe, what happens is the club starts to twist open a little bit, like that, as you make contact. And that actually spins the ball. If I go this way, that actually spins the ball right to left to where I get a little bit more draw. So when I'm hitting my draw shots, I want you to pay attention to trying to hit it a little bit more off the toe. Now ideally in the long run, we're gonna hit them all dead center in the solid middle of the face. But sometimes we get in the habit of hitting too much off the heel or too much off the toe, and that's more feel than it is anything. Once we've worked through the Top Speed Golf system, we have the 5 fundamentals correct, we're gonna be able to deliver that club squarely to the ball a lot. It's just gonna come down to feel to kind of tweak if we're a 1/4 inch off the heel or a 1/4 inch off the toe. So on these, let's exaggerate not only hitting that draw, but I'm gonna feel like I'm way over here off the toe when I'm hitting that draw side, and that should really help that ball to start to turn on over. We're gonna do the same thing. So there, I drew it on over. I'm trying to hit these fairly short so we can see them on camera. You can hit them as hard as you want to when you're practicing. I do recommend to start out a little shorter though. But that one drew over, it didn't cross the wall. Everything's perfect there. I'm gonna switch over to the fade side now. And again, this is day 5. And I'm gonna go a little bit more toward the heel of the club. Now, I don't wanna go way over here toward the hosel. That can get kind of dangerous if you start hitting the S words there. Just a little bit toward the hosel is good, maybe a 1/4 inch toward the inside of the face. That's gonna help me to hit a bit of a fade. And again, you guys may not be able to feel this on day 1. You may not be able to feel this on day 5, but as you practice this over and over again, you get better and better at feeling the golf club and being able to control my face, my path, and where I make contact. So now I'm gonna hit it a little bit off the heel. There we go, it faded back. Didn't cross over that stick. And I had a good shot there. So I'm gonna do about 10 points there too. And I'm making sure that one was a little bit off the inside. So for the fades, a little off the inside. For the draws, a little bit off the toe. That's gonna help it to move in that direction. So try those drills out. Go out there and have fun with it. Be athletic. Use your athleticism. And if you follow these drills, I promise you at the end of these 5 days, you're gonna have better feel for your face and your path. And you're gonna have better feel for the flight of the ball. Good luck. All right guys, I hope y'all really enjoyed this video. If you did, I got an even better bonus for you. If we want to get distance in the golf swing, we've got to get a lot of lag, and then we've got to let that lag go. Well, I've got my #1 lag video. I'm going to play a preview of that here in a second. If you're on a desktop device, go ahead and click the link that pops up on your screen. If you're on a phone or a tablet, click the iCard. that's somewhere on your screen right now. That's going to take you to where you can get instant access to that full video. Plus you're going to get 5 videos from our Top Speed Golf system. Never going to cost you a dime. If you have any questions, put them in the comments below. Click that thumbs up button, that really helps us out. And also remember to subscribe, that way you'll see our newest videos. See you guys in the lag video. Hi guys, and welcome back. I'm Ballard, and in today's video we're going to talk about one of the absolute worst drills for creating lag. It's a very common drill that I see. And in this drill, what we're going to do is we're going to set the wrist very early to create an angle of lag, and then we're going to try to hold this throughout the swing. It's one of the worst things that you can do to build lag. I'm going to talk about the science behind why this is the case, and I'm also going to give you a great drill to help you improve your lag, all in this video. Let's go ahead and get started. If I do it this way versus holding that position, exact same thing happens when we're building the lag in the golf swing. So what we want to do is throughout the swing, I want to have a very low and wide takeaway. So I'm not going to set my wrist early at all. If you look at a lot of the top players, you look at Adam Scott, very wide takeaway, not very much wrist set at all. You look at Rory McIlroy, you look at Tiger Woods. All these players are using a wide takeaway and not getting very much wrist set, so that later in the swing, as we start down, we can increase this wrist set, and we're really only going to max out this angle of lag for a split second in the downswing. Okay, so a 3-step drill here. Now, as we get started with this, I want to remind you that the fulcrum in this golf club for getting a massive amount of lag is right at the end of the golf club. This is where I want my hinge point to be.